And mommy, my wife, is cooking something delicious. Well, yeah.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster.
Welcome to another match day here on GhanaWeb TV. And so yes, the 2026 FIFA World Cup, gradually we are heading towards the end of it. And yes, the boys have been separated from the men. It is another African country on the battlefield. It is Morocco taking on host nation Canada. I mean, the hopes of the entire African continent rests on the shoulders of the Atlas Lions, who we are all looking up to them, redeeming the image of African football. They are coming up against a Canadian side that has proven to be very resilient, and then looking forward to also making progress to the quarterfinal and eventually making history as they are hosting the tournament on their soil. And so it promises to be a very cagey encounter, and so that is a feature game for today. Morocco taking on Canada in the round of 16 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, quickly, we go into the pre-match analysis briefly as the game is about to kick off. Let me run you by some of our sponsors. We acknowledge our sponsors before we zoom into discussion. We have Rush Energy Drink. Rush Energy Drink says, "Be bold, be you." We have Usla's Enterprise. Usla's Enterprise, where efficiency meets performance. Just Chinese. Just Chinese says, "From our kitchen to your heart." Verna Mineral Water, share love with Verna Mineral Water. DSTV, home of entertainment. Then Konori Cosmetics, healthy skin, renewed confidence. Furniture City, home of quality furniture. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. Bigo Cola, big refreshing moments. And Milo, wake up your champ with Milo. Electroline Ghana Limited, home of electronics and affordable luxury. Now, 369 Wellness, Gym and Wellness Center. It says whether you are an elite athlete, a weekend footballer, or simply someone committed to living a healthier life, the right environment makes all the difference. That's why East Legon's 369 Gym and Wellness Center is open 24 hours a day. Yes, it operates on a 24-hour basis. They offer strength training, reformer pilots, group fitness classes, sports massage, recovery services, IV therapy, and personalized wellness support built on wellness and healthy lifestyle. They are located at East Legon, and so yes, that's the 369 Wellness Gym and Wellness Center for you. Emily Logistics. Emily Logistics says your trusted paint and plasterboard supplier, quality interior and exterior paints, waterproof paint solutions, acrylic paint accessories, plasterboards and building materials, competitive prices, and excellent customer service. They are located at Dansuman Banana Inn, 92 Place Building, Sakadauru Street, Dome. They are opposite the Golf Fuel Station at Gege Last Stop, Dansuman. You can call or WhatsApp them on 054-010-8725. Glyco General Insurance. Glyco General Insurance says whether you are protecting yourself, your vehicle, home, business, or valued assets, Glyco General provides reliable insurance solutions designed to cushion you against life's unexpected setbacks. Emphasis on unexpected setbacks. And so protect that dream today by downloading the Glyco General app to sign up, or call 050-144-7694, or email at customerexperience@glycogeneral.com, or visit any Glyco General branch near you. Glyco, we cushion you for life. Lizzie Shito says, I mean, if you want that real Ghanaian hits in your meal, grab a pack of Lizzie Shito, the hot pepper sauce that tastes like home, made with shrimp and fish and 0 preservatives. It's spicy, rich, and full of flavor. Perfect for rice, kenke, wachi, and others. Lizzie Shito spicy and kasa. Now it's available in shops and supermarkets near you. For bulk purchase, call 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. And so apart from the sponsors, it's very, very important to mark this on your calendar. So the launch of GhanaWeb's real estate comes off on Thursday, July 9, 2026. Yes, this is an event filled with a lot of packages, and so I wouldn't want to review the details now. Once you come, you will be, you bombard you with lots of packages that you will be thrilled and excited about. And so the launch of GhanaWeb's real estate event comes off on Thursday, July 9, 2026. Mark it on your calendar. So I have with me Harry Lord and Eugene. So guys, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Atlas Lions of Morocco, Canada, whatever happens to Canada, I think we care less. Africa, we suffered lots of casualties at this point. 2 teams, all coming from the North African side. What should Morocco do for us tonight? So to you, can go.
Well, I think that Morocco have been a shining light in terms of African football, and they demonstrated that they are among the top 5 teams in the world at the moment in terms of international football. And we just expect them to dominate Canada, just like they did against the Netherlands. And we expect them to give Canada a real thrashing, and I expect at least 4 goals in this game. I wish Morocco would give Canada a good run for their money and send them home packing with an emphatic victory over host nation Canada.
Harry Lord, Canada, they are hosting this tournament. They are looking forward to making history, and they can't afford to miss out on a quarterfinal.
They can afford to miss out because you can't play against the African giants and expect to actually go through easily like that. And this is a team that has been resilient, doing their best to make the African continent proud. We've seen what Morocco have done in Qatar, and they are continuing that footstep in US, Canada, and then Mexico. So for me, I think I want Morocco to win badly to keep the flying image of Africa, and then not just go out like the way some countries left themselves to be disgraced, So I expect a very compact Moroccan team, like the way they were able to outplay Netherlands, and even playing draw against Brazil in their group game tells me that there's a team that want to give their all. I think they want to even go further than they did in the 2022 World Cup. So Canada should just hope that they shouldn't think they are coming to outshine Morocco. If anything comes by and they happen to win, it's luck for me, because I see this Morocco team being able to take out this Canada team so easily.
So easily. Eugene, Soti, talk to me about some of the key players you would expect them to come to the party. If each team will be able to get the win, grind out the win, you need these players to come to the party.
Well, for Morocco, let's start with Ismail Saibari, very important player for them. It's been announced that he has joined Bayern Munich from PSV Eindhoven, and he has been the man of the moment for Morocco. He has scored 3 goals. In fact, in the group stage, he scored in every game. The only game he did not score was in the round of 32 fixture against the Netherlands. And so he's the first African player alongside Ismail Assar of Senegal to have scored in every consecutive group stage game of a particular World Cup tournament. I think that Ismail Sabari is one player to watch. I think another player we have to look out for is Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz had a very, very, very fantastic tournament at the AFCON in January. He scored 5 goals in the tournament. Unfortunately, at this World Cup, he hasn't scored yet, but it's been very important. He has provided 2 assists for them. Then I think that at the back, for tonight, Chadi Riyad, who plays for Crystal Palace, won the Europa Conference League. He came out of the game against Netherlands with an injury, and he's been replaced by Redouane Halhal. I think that Redouane Halhal will also prove important for Morocco. I think that for Canada, Jonathan Davis, he has played 4 matches for Canada. He has scored 3 goals. Before this tournament, Canada had never won a match at the World Cup. They have now, and then they've also never progressed past the group stage. They have. Jonathan Davis has scored 3 goals in 4 matches. He'll be a very important figure for them. I think that Estekwao, who also scored a very important goal against South Africa, that put them, will also be there. On the bench, they have players like Sir Laren, who can also impact their game, and as well as Alphonso Davis. who we know for his exploits with Bayern Munich. Unfortunately, over the last 1 year, since March 2025, he has missed all the international games for Canada. He just came back in the game against South Africa and played a few minutes. We hope that he will be on the bench for them and he will come into the game later when it's very important. There's a player like Promise Davis as well, who plays for Union Saint-Gilloise in the Belgian league. I think it will also be very important for them. So it's going to be a very tough game for Canada. Buchanan also plays for Inter Milan in a key midfielder. He has underwhelmed for me, but he's a player who can switch things up for Canada. So I think that all in all, it's going to be a very difficult task for Canada. But because they have the home fans behind them, it will try and propel them. But it's a game that Morocco have all the assets to win.
Morocco have all the assets to win, and so this match is ongoing at the NRG Stadium in Texas, Houston, Texas, and then it also promises to be a very cagey one. So let me quickly run by the lineup for both sides, and then what to expect in this game. Bono is in post, Hakimi, Diop, Halal, and then Mazraoui forming the back line for Morocco. And in midfield we have El Aina Bouadi also in there. In attack we have Diaz, Unai, El Kanous also in there. Then Saibari, the most talked about striker in this tournament. On the part of Canada, in post we have Crepau, Johnston, Bombito, and then the Fogoros and then Laye forming the back four. And then in midfield we have Buchanan, Segor, Eustakel, and then Ahmed. Then we have David, and then Oluwaseyi also out front there. So kickoff is underway, and it looks like the Atlas Lions of Morocco are dominating play here. The early embers of the game, as usual, they've been very flamboyant in the matches that they've played. They open up, attack you confidently, and they were able to do that and eliminate the Netherlands from the competition, something that some people didn't expect. But yes, they proved that, as Hakimi said in his post-match press conference, that people thought the semi-final was a fluke, but they are here to prove their critics wrong.
Well, it's very important that that victory over the Netherlands was a very dominant performance. That was the first time in a long while that I saw an African country play against a European country, and the European country was playing with a back five. And Morocco dominated and playing possession as much as 70% as against the Netherlands 30%. And that was a very dominant performance. Morocco controlled the game for the entirety of the game. It was just unfortunate that the Netherlands got the first goal. But once they got their mojo back, they never looked like they were going to lose that game. Very important victory for them. And by that result, Morocco are the first African country to have won more than one knockout game at the World Cup. Every other country that has won a knockout game, Cameroon, Ghana and Senegal, have not done it more than once. So once they win in that particular knockout game, the next one they lose and they exit, and they've not done it again. Morocco is the only country to have done that. And if they're able to win tonight, it means that then they would have extended that record to 3 knockout stage wins, and that's a very important record that Morocco will be having to break.
And Canada with a chance. How can they do what Bono says? Bono comes to the rescue of Morocco. That was a glorious opportunity for Canada to get the lead. Glorious opportunity for them. Was that David?
Yeah,
very dangerous. You give him such opportunities, 2-3, he will punish you.
Yeah. So I think that's something that Hakimi, one of the problems of Hakimi is that he's a very good attacking player, but sometimes he leaves his defensive efforts, and he should have been marking Jonathan Davids, and that's how come Davids got that chance. And it's a problem because Hakimi tries to overlap sometimes, and sometimes his basic job as a defender, he rather misses that out.
And so it's Canada who are surging forward, trying to create their chances and get the lead as soon as possible. Another corner kick for Canada. Seems to be pressure on Morocco, who started very well with their possessive play, but at this juncture, it is the Canadians who seem to have taken over the game.
Yeah, Canada is fond of doing this when they start a match. Against Qatar, where they scored them 6, we saw how they pressured Qatar. And they even played 32 shots. You know, this is a team that want to always attack. Their last match against South Africa, they played 12 shots and they were able to score 1. You know, when you are striking and then you are putting pressure on your opponent, you have the chance to at least be clinical and then take your chances. But if you don't even attack at all, it tells you that you don't even have a chance to either score a goal or even fight for a penalty. And so this is how they start their games, and then you may be lucky to even get a penalty whilst you are pressuring your opponent. So I think this is a good start for Canada. It's something they like doing, and they should keep doing it.
And they should keep doing it, and indeed, they are doing it. Canada, or was that an infringement? Referee overlooks that. Doesn't deem it strong contact enough to warrant an infringement, and so play is still underway. Morocco with the ball now. The Moroccan players have approached Michael Oliver, one of the most experienced referees from the Premier League.
This should be a card.
I think there was some contact there that she deserves to have been given as a foul.
But you see, it's quite tricky because Richie Laye and then John Stone come in between Azedine Unahi. So which of the players do you give the card? You see, that's the challenge. If it was only one player, maybe Richie Laye on him, then you could have easily determined which player would have got the card. But because both players came into the tussle for the ball with Azedine Unahi, it's quite difficult for the referee. So Canada escaped there, but this could have easily been a game where a particular incident where one player should have been given a card. And it tells you that Canada can try and pressurize the Moroccan defense. But one thing that the Morocco will be very resolute, and once they are able to flow the ball through a counter-attack situation, it's going to be very difficult for Canada. And that's one of the situations. They flew in the course trying to get Azedine Unahi a breakthrough and get them on the counter, but luckily for Canada, Richie Laye and then Jones were able to get the job done.
And when you realize too, the Canadians are pushing more men forward.
Yeah.
When you look at the Netherlands that's lost to the Moroccan side, they were conservative.
Yeah.
They were playing
very
back five. Yes.
Conservative.
But here, Canada want to attack.
Yeah.
They want to attack and keep the ball in the 18 or the box of Morocco to prevent them from even crossing the center line. I think that's something that we should applaud.
I think for Jesse March, he's never been a coach who is conservative. He likes all attacking football from his time with Leeds United, the Premier League. He loves to open up and play. I think he believes that generally he has a very good squad, and so once he thinks he has a good squad, he's going to open up and play. He won't defend. Once he has the arsenal to score, he will try and open up and score. I think so far with the blueprint he has built under this Canadian team has been brilliant. They've been chopping and changing players, especially in attack. Today, Tani Oluwaseyi is leading their line, Villarreal striker. This whole season, he played more than 20 games of Villarreal. He scored only 2 goals. He's not a prolific striker. So I was very surprised that he was the one leading the line, because players like Promise David, who plays for Union Zilua, has got a good goal-scoring record. There are other strikers for them as well. Cy Larin has a good goal-scoring record for Canada, but Oluwaseyi has been chosen ahead of them, and hopefully he repays the confidence of Jesse March in this game.
Jesse March in this game, and so it's foul in favor of the Atlas Lions of Morocco. We are trying to search for Ed Boadi, who has been at the center of transfer talks from Manchester City to Real Madrid to all the top clubs in Europe, and so that was a misplaced pass from Morocco. And Jonathan Davis, what can you do? You get a chance. Bono. You get Bono to come to the party when it matters most. And Oluwaseyi causing problems for the Atlas Lions defense. It's Canada launching another attack once again. What can they do? But no. But decently won there. Was that a foul? Yes. The linesman flags it. Mr. Cow trying to find out more from the referee why that was a foul, but obviously that was a foul.
But I think that Morocco are living on very dangerous grounds. El Anoui made a very careless pass and Buchanan and the others got the thing, got that interception. But I think that it's very brilliant how Yasin Bono. I rate Yasin Bono highly. I think that
very good
Bono is the topmost. If you are ranking goalkeepers in African football, I think Bono is number 1. Maybe Robin Williams is number 2. And Bono in the first 10 minutes of this game has demonstrated why he's one of the best. But guess what? Do you know where Bono was born? He was actually born in Canada. So he's playing against the country of his birth tonight, and hopefully he gets the job over Canada there. But he's been absolutely brilliant, and it's a cause for concern for head coach of the Moroccan team, Mohamed Wabi, especially how the first 10 minutes have gone. Morocco have been quite disjointed. They've not really built up in attack. Saibari and Diaz have not been in the game. Hakimi has absconded for his duty as right back. Ridwan Halal, who is in place of Chadi Riyad, hasn't necessarily hit the tempo. Issa Diop has been making sure that the ball isn't getting there. So I think that largely Morocco have been very disjointed, and they'll be praying that they go into the hydration break to try and destabilize the Canadians. But Canada is surprised that we thought that this was going to be a walk in the park for Morocco. But it's looking less likely with the way the match is going at the moment. Canada are stealing all the balls. Morocco are clearly. They are dazed at the moment. They are not able to string 2-3 passes. But the third pass is in the hands of a Canadian player. Canada have been very impressive in the first 12 minutes of today's game.
Yeah, so you could see that the Canadians, they are attacking, and they are putting all the pressures on the Moroccan team. But the Moroccans cannot even contain in their own defense. So they are losing all the 50 balls. It's just left with how Canada will be able to efficient enough to just put one goal behind for the goalkeeper to know, no, we are not here to play, because if you underrate a team of such caliber, a team that has also qualified through the group stage to this place, and then you are just playing careless football, you are not being active, you are feeling reluctant that, oh, you have the name, the men, so no, it doesn't work like that. When the people are playing with their heart and soul outside, you don't just come and say that you are slowing the game because you want to conserve time. No, you go all out. So if Canada is able to put one goal behind the net, then I think it's going to be very difficult for Morocco to even come back. Because if they play like this, they will lose. If they play like this, they will lose.
If they play like this, they will lose. And so it's the Atlas Lions. It may appear surprising how Canada seemed to be very threatening in the final third of Morocco. And Morocco, who expected to do that job, rather seem to not been so active in this game. But it's too early days yet to determine the fate of the game. So it's still here on GhanaWeb TV. It is the round of 16 fixture. I think it is the first fixture of the round of 16 involving Canada taking on Morocco in a decisive fixture. And so Morocco with the ball here trying to build up from the back. In terms of building up from the back, we've seen African countries trying that, and they are caught off guard most of the time. But this is a side that people are well drilled, that they are able to do it so well, and it's really helped their play in terms of attacking. Morocco on the offensive, but yes, there was a foul there, and the linesman has whistled. That was Hakimi lying down in pain. I mean, for Morocco to do something, get some positive results from this game, you need Hakimi at his best.
Yeah, but the thing with Hakimi is that his greatest strength also is his greatest weakness. For Morocco to build up in attack, Hakimi would have to leave his traditional right back slot and moving into right wing positions, and that's sometimes when he feels to overlap can be problematic if there's a counter attacking situation. But we've seen that at the moment Canada are under pressure because Morocco have tried and calmed the tempo of the game, and they are now trying to build out the passes. We've seen that Ayub Bouadi is now getting to the game. The passes are beginning to be stringed. Hakimi is now moving into attacking positions. Brahim Diaz and Azedine Unahi are getting touches of the ball. And once that begins to happen, it means that Morocco are they are building their tempo, they are building the momentum. And if that continues for the next 10 minutes, it means that Canada's dominance will end and Morocco will now take charge of the game. When Morocco does that, it's going to be a very long night for Canada. So it's in the interest of Canada to slow down the game, the tempo, try and make sure that every 2-3 passes that Morocco does, they commit men to try and stall those passes and break the tempo of the game. We've seen that Richie Lai has been instrumental for Canada in that. Every time that Richie Lai is a left back for Canada, every time that Hakimi is on that right flank, he's made sure that Hakimi doesn't go past the center circle, because he knows that once Hakimi is in very, very threatening positions in the final third, it's going to be very difficult for him, because Saibari is in good form. Diaz is also a very good player, potent threat. Azedin Rahi is a player we've not talked about a lot at this World Cup. He's been a constant figure for them, present figure from the semi-final fourth place finish in 2022, and he's also present here. So key players for Morocco. Morocco are slightly and slowly building the tempo of the game, and once they get their mojo back, it's going to be very, very difficult for Canada.
It's going to be very, very difficult for Canada. And so far, apart from the early incursions from the Canadians, we've not had any major attack here. And so was that Saibari on the ball to Brahim Diaz, but is flagged offside there. Brahim Saibari has been one of the key men for the Atlas Lions. And so his start to the tournament, some would say, also helped expedite his transfer to Bayern Munich.
Yeah, so a player of his caliber costs £55 million. I think it's a very good deal for Bayern, because we hardly see Bayern taking out the check like, look, I'm giving you 58 million. No, it doesn't happen. They rather go to the lesser team in Germany and picks a player 30, 15, 20, or even for free from the academy. And so if they pay this huge sum for you, it means they've seen something that the world have not seen. We've seen how they went for even Ulisse, and now look at how Ulisse has exploded. And so these are some of the players that people don't normally rate, but at a point in time, they show the world that, look, I am here. Look at the way he played his penalty against Netherlands. Very composed, and then if it were to be a certain player, maybe he would have lost that chance. And so for me, it's one of the players that we need to look up to in Africa. I think the next 3 or 4 editions of the AFCON, we will see this kind of guys, leading the line for Morocco, and then showing that, no, Africa got the talent. I want him to go to the Bundesliga and show us that the money they paid for him is not just any coins. And I've seen Lai, constantly attacking Hakim. He's not allowing him to pass him at all, and he fouled him twice already. So if he doesn't take care, he may even get a yellow card or even a red card if Hakimi consistently use that flank. And so they need to be very compact. When Morocco is having the ball, you could see about 4 players dropping back to defense. But when they don't have the ball, then you see them playing 3 back, which means they want to commit more men forward and take advantage of the Moroccans than just sitting back like the way the Netherlands play. From the Netherlands side of the tournament, the one they played against Morocco, you could see that even the time of this man, this former United coach, Van Gaal, they like to play a lot of defensive tactics, and it's not something new, even though we know them to be players that are built naturally to play good football, from Johan Cruyff days to others. And so recently they've been playing a lot of defensive games from Van Gaal's time, and it has stayed with them, even though they have players who can even attack like Gakpo and others. So when the Moroccan team met them, you could see that no, Morocco was playing with pressure. And when South Africa played Canada was a bit relaxed. South Africa played with the pressure until the Canadians took over, and then everything changed. So anything can happen in this game, even though Canada is in the front foot now. But I still think Morocco, well, they may just use their experience to outplay Canada.
They may just use their experience to outplay Canada. And so Ridwan Halal has been booked for Seneca Challenge on Oluwaseyi of Canada.
There's a problem. Saibari, in that challenge where the referee adjudged that he was offside, he began to clutch his hamstring. So it turns out that he has a problem with his hamstring, and it's not looking good. If a player begins to hold his hamstring, it turns out that it means his running is going to be a problem. And for a striker where there's a lot of pace and there's a lot of physicality, there's a lot of tussle for the ball, when you clutch your hamstring, it's going to be very problematic for them. And so quickly, we have to go back to the bench and check which players do Morocco have. There's Ayoub El Kabi, there's Soufiane Rahimi, and there's a quick glance on the screen where Soufiane Rahimi and Ayoub El Kabi are on the bench. I'm sure immediately they will have to start warming up because it means that one of them will have to spring into action. For me, it's very surprising that Ismail Sabari actually is leading the line for Morocco, because at the last AFCON, it was Ayoub El Kabi who was leading the line, and Sabari was playing from the left wing. It's now been changed, and Bilal El Hanous. Oh yeah, Soufiane Rahimi is coming to replace him. It's going to be a very big blow for the Atlas of Morocco, because in 4 outings, Sabari has provided 3 goals.
And the winning penalty.
There's a winning penalty in the game against the Netherlands.
But I think he doesn't just want to take risk by allowing him to play the entire at least 45 minutes before.
Yeah, because obviously he's not at his best.
Yes.
And well, I thought that maybe he could have waited until the hydration break, which is in 2 minutes anyway. But I'm sure that at the moment he just cannot.
Yeah.
But immediately he had the attack. I saw him hold his hamstring. I knew that it was going to be a problem. And so Soufiane Rahimi replaces Ismail Sabari. But as I was saying, in fact, before the AFCON 2025, the starting striker for Morocco was Youssef El-Nesri. Second striker was Ayoub El Kabi. The third striker was Soufiane Rahimi. Sabari wasn't even a striker at the time. He was a left winger. And when we went to the tournament, now Ayoub El Kabi became the main striker, and then a player like El-Nesri became a backup striker, and Rahimi was still in the mix. And now, because of a poor performance at the club side, Youssef El-Nesri, who was in fact the player who took them to the semi-final of the World Cup in 2022, didn't make the squad. And now Ayoub El Kabi and Rahimi rather made the squad. And now under new coach Mohamed Wabi, Sabari has now been moved from left wing to number 9, and that creates space for Bilal El Hanousi to now move into the left wing slot. I think that under this coach Mohamed Wabi, they've transitioned from that defensive shape under their previous coach Walid Regragui, and they are now into a more dominant possessive team in a 4-2-3-1. They've been brilliant under Wabi, who has been in the team for just less than 5 months, and they are playing a very brilliant football at the moment. And hopefully, when Mohamed Wabi is with this team for at least a year, they are going to be very unstoppable.
Yeah, we've seen teams that have restructured their front line because of some of these things. When you look at the Portuguese team, you see a certain Ramos coming to do some magic. And then when you look at a certain France team that had a certain Kolomwani at a previous World Cup, now he's not even in the squad for this World Cup. And so certain players have now stepped up, like Bakola and Dio. They've now stepped up, and they are, in fact, delivering for France. And so this is just an opportunity for other players to also show that, no, this is a tournament, we can all play, we can all do our best. The most important is when you are given the chance, take your chances and deliver. That is what we've seen doing, and then Bakola, that's what they've done with the France team, because the chances that they are taking, if it was Kolomwani who was given the chance, we know what Kolomwani can do, we know what he has done. The famous miss against Argentina in the 2022 final was one of the things that Ronaldo fans will never forgive him. You know, he himself admitted that Ronaldo fans now hate him for life, right? And so we just want these players to take their chances, because you don't even know who is watching you. You don't know who. This is a stage where other clubs will take advantage and then sign you. We can say some for James Rodriguez of Colombia in 2014. He was carrying a certain Colombia team, scoring goals, scoring Puskas winning goals, not just goals, Puskas winning goals. And at the end of the day, he was signed by Real Madrid and went on to win Champions League and then did his best. Even though he couldn't fit as how people wanted him to be the star man of the team, he went ahead to prove his point, because there was a certain Isco, there was a certain BBC that you cannot bench, right? And so I think it's just an opportunity for the guy to just take advantage. He's a senior player. He's not even someone that yet to try. He's been there. He's seen it all. He should just take advantage, because in the meeting between Canada and then Morocco has won 3 out of the 4 meetings, and they drew only 1, which shows that they have the advantage. And so, coming to this tournament, all the odds are against Canada, and they're in favor of Morocco. So I don't see why they should let petty mistakes separate them or even hinder whatever they want to do in this particular game. When you win for us. Despite having only two home players from your league partaking in this game, we could see that Morocco team have been a team that has been playing together for long. All these players have played together from the AFCON before coming to this tournament. And so this tells you that, well, they deserve to even win the AFCON. And so you can't say, you see, right now, because of what Senegal has done, people have lost the love for them. Now, look, it's okay. Give it to Morocco. No one is calling out CAF.
Yeah.
No one is calling out CAF.
And so it's so goalless at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, where Canada are taking on the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Since the hydration break, and very soon play will resume. And so yes, once again, our sponsors, they play integral role in our coverage of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Rush Energy Drink says, be bold, be you. Uslas Enterprise, where efficiency meets performance. Just Chinese, from our kitchen to your heart. Verna Mineral Water, share love with Verna Mineral Water. DSTV, home of entertainment. Kunori Cosmetics, healthy skin, renewed confidence. Furniture City, home of quality furniture. Malcolm, where Ghana shops. And then Bigo Cola, big refreshing moment. Then Milo, wake up your champ with Milo. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and affordable luxury. 369 Gym and Wellness Center, they operate on a 24-hour basis. Also offer services including sports massage. We have Emily Logistics, your trusted paint and plasterboard supplier. Then Glyco General Insurance, we cushion you for life. Lizzie Shito and Spicy. And so these are sponsors for the 2026 FIFA World Cup coverage, and also very, very importantly, the launch of GhanaWeb's real estate event comes off on Thursday, July 9, 2026. Yes, mark it on your calendar. It's filled with lots of packages that you can't afford to miss out. And so we don't want to take the excitement away. So we've concealed the packages inclusive for the participants. And so yes, make sure you attend that event and you will be thrilled. And so play has resumed, and then it's Morocco. Unfortunately, one of their talisman, Saibari, has been sapped off due to hamstring injury that he seemed to have been had a challenge with. And so Sofian Rahimi with that long range shots, but yes, goalkeeper for Canada, Crepao, it didn't trouble him at all, and Canada building up from the back. And Buchanan there, his pass wasn't able to go through. It's throwing in favor of Morocco. It's throwing in favor of Morocco. Canada, the host nation, almost the entire part of the stadium is filled with red and then a bit of white colors as well. Morocco's traditional colors is red. And there's green, a bit of green, and then others. But then dominantly, it's almost red and white. I think because the Canadians are using the away jersey, and so yes, you could clearly see that yes, it's red all over. However, it's very important to know that the Moroccans also wear red as well. So it's not entirely Canadians who have taken over. And so Johnson, number 2 Shetterman with the throwing, is sensing a long one into the danger zone. And can Morocco deal with this? It was a foul on Mazraoui. And so referee Michael Oliver blows the whistle for the infringement in favor of Morocco.
Well, since Sofian Rahimi came to the picture, he's been lively. Once he got the ball, he declared intention to fire the shot. And I think that was the first time we had seen the Canadian keeper in action in 27 minutes of the game, and that's good. Sofian Rahimi has been with the team for the Moroccan team for quite a while. He's in his 5th year with the Moroccan national team. He's played over 41 matches. This is his 42nd game for the Atlas Lions. He scored 13 goals, and in fact, in this World Cup, he's played all 4 matches. And so this is his 5th match. He scored 1 goal, provided 1 assist. I'm sure he'll be hoping to be the key man for Morocco at a time where Saibari is indisposed. And he plays for Al Ain in Dubai in the UAE Pro League. But before then, he had spent his entire career in his home nation of Morocco with Casablanca and then with Raja as well. So now the ball is back with the defense. Also, we've seen that Redouane Halal, he replaced Chadi Riyad, and it's been quite a nervous start for him. He's been yellow carded. He's got a bit in the action and is a bit off. And I'm sure that he'll build his tempo of the game. A lot of the time he's been in the games of Morocco. He's from the bench. And I think this is the first time he's starting with the incessant pressure of the Canadians. He's under a lot of pressure. In fact, today Ayub Boadi as well. He's under pressure. Once he gets the ball, about two midfielders from Canada are pressing him. So today he's not able to give those defense plating and incisive passes. A lot of pressure. Another player under pressure is I know who plays for AS Roma in the Serie A. Also, he's dashed a few balls to the Canadians. So clearly, a lot of players for the Moroccan team are under pressure. We've not seen a lot of Brahim Diaz in this game as well. Bilal Hanoussi as well, who just signed permanent deal with VfL Stuttgart in the Bundesliga from Leicester City. So he was a teammate of Jordan Ayew Fatawi Shahaku, but before they got relegated, he found a move earlier, and so he has left his team.
So he's coming.
Yeah. So the season where they were relegated from the championship, he wasn't with them. He was with them. Stuttgart on loan, and Stuttgart have now made that move permanent. So there needs to be a lot more of coordination between the team. We've seen a lot more of the ball from Azzedine Ounahi, but we are yet to see a lot of the ball from Brahim Diaz. And there was a lot of complaint to head coach Mohamed Wabi, but he says he had a lot of faith in Diaz, and he will not change him because at the AFCON he gave them 5 goals. It's not even up to a year yet, so if he's not scoring goals and providing 2 assists, he still has confidence in him, and I'm sure that at the point, Brahim Diaz will have to repay the confidence of the coach with impressive performances and at least a goal in a game like this. But at the moment, Canada are still dominating again, so it's going to be very difficult for them. But with Morocco, they don't need a lot of the ball. Once they get the ball, within 2 minutes, they can transition, give 3 passes, and then it could be a goal.
And then it could be a goal. Canada, who are searching for the lead. They believe that the lead, with the fans behind them giving them the lead, will be a huge moral booster in terms of the fans cheering them on to ginger them and possibly making noise to frustrate the Moroccans. But yes, they are yet to find the lead. Canada hold their ball down from the Biamba. Boadi intercepts it, and it's been cleared there, and it's a throw-in in favor of Morocco. Just seeing the Moroccans asserting their dominance like they did against Netherlands. It's 33 minutes played, and it's Canada 0, Morocco 0. That was a misplaced pass, and it's Canada coming on the attack here. There's a long crossing, defensive by Mazraoui, heads it out. Mazraoui clears his lines in the box. It's a throw-in in favor of Canada. They are asking the necessary questions. If they get the answer in a timely manner, that remains to be seen. The Moroccan coach on the touchline is fuming. Obviously fuming because his boys are not playing up to expectations. It's a corner kick in favor of Canada. Mazraoui holding up his head in pain. And so yes, the Atlas Lions of Morocco will have to repel the ball here in order to avoid any concession of a goal. And captain of the side, Mr. Crowd behind the ball. It's Canada. He's sensing a long one. Can he find the header? No. He was unable to locate a Canadian player. There's so tussling and jostling in the box, but referee says it's a foul against Boadi. A foul against Boadi in the penalty box, and that was a brilliant interception.
Yes, these two teams, their defensive prowess has been top notch. Their previous games, or they've not allowed the ball to get too much into their goalkeeper. When you look at the match that Cape Verde played, Vozinha made 7 saves. Ghana, Atizigi made 7 saves yesterday. And then all these games, Ghana conceded 20 shots. That means the defensive line was not active. In fact, it was disjointed. When you look at the Canadian side, they don't concede a lot of shots like that. Maximum 8, 9. The same apply to the Moroccan side. So both teams have been very, 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 very compact. They don't want to allow any ball to come to their goalkeeper for him to just make a lot of saves, some to even enter the net. No, it doesn't. It's not working like that for them. All of them want to be disciplined, to be able to protect their goal post, and that is exactly what the Canadians and then the Moroccans are doing. They are not allowing anyone to take their chances at all. The game against South Africa, the Canada against South Africa match that Canada won, the same thing happened. They were very compact at the back. They didn't allow the South Africans to shoot too much or too many balls to their goalkeeper. No, it didn't work like that. And so I'm not surprised seeing it. The balls will be played probably between the 18 and then the center line, but as to how you get it to the 18-yard box and then shoot, it's also another thing. And so let's just watch what they can do. Who will take advantage of the variety to go to extra time? It will depend on the attacking prowess and then what the goalkeepers bring on the table, because both teams, the two keepers, have not been identified as one of the top savers. They've not made a lot of save or any outstanding or unique save in the tournament that you can say, oh, Bono. No. They are all relying on past glories, and we know what they've done before. But here, they are still just average keepers in the tournament, because keepers have shown that, look, we've been there, we can.
Keepers have shown that we've been there and we can. This tournament has proven to produce some standout goalkeepers. And I think in the game involving Argentina and Cabo Verde, had it not been the heroics of goalkeeper Vozinha, Messi stood a chance of possibly getting hat-trick from the lots of free kicks that came their way. But unfortunately, Vozinha proved himself once again that yes, his heroics against Spain wasn't by fluke.
And then Caracas goalkeeper too, he made 15 saves against Ecuador. They played 0-0. That was a very outstanding goalkeeping that we've never seen in a while. Let's applaud him for that too.
As another goalkeeper with a brilliant performance in terms of saves, as Morocco brought down from the back. He sends in a long one, looking to get to Achraf Hakimi, and there seems to be a misunderstanding between Hakimi and Lai there. Lai obviously blocked Hakimi from getting onto that ball, and obviously Hakimi pushed him even after missing out on the ball. That was unsporting behavior from Hakimi.
Both players have been at it from the beginning. Anytime Hakimi was on the right flank trying to break into the attacking lines of the Morocco of the Canadian defense, Richie Lai made sure that he never got the better over him, and they've been at each other, and it's almost very physical. And you know, with emotions, once you are not getting over one another, sometimes frustration sets in, and you can tell at the moment that Hakimi was frustrated, and that's how come he pushed him. And obviously Richie Lai was unhappy, and the other players of Canada came in to help him. And obviously with players, once two players are involved, the other teammates enter, and almost broke into a melee. Richie Lai is still unhappy because he felt that Hakimi rather should have been the only player to have been carded. But you could tell at the moment that situation was Hakimi was the only Moroccan player in that transition, because they realized that Soufiane Rahimi cannot penetrate. And in fact, Azedine Unai, who was supposed to be the number 10, had gone into the number 6 and number 8 position to receive the ball, only for that long ball to be floated. It means that at the moment, Morocco are struggling to penetrate, and frustration is building up for the Atlas Lions. And that's how come the skipper, Achraf Hakimi, has been yellow carded. I think that he could have handled it a lot more better. Even we understand why Richie Lai was upset. Hakimi should have just handled it better, been quiet, And Richie Lai would have been the only player to have yellow card, and Hakimi would have maintained his stance of not being yellow card, and that would have helped him, because that would have meant that in the next tackle, Richie Lai cannot afford to go in haphazardly, because if he tried anything and there's a funny tackle, he could have ended up being a second yellow card and then possibly a red card.
I think it was Brahim that motivated Hakimi to also retaliate, because he was laughing and then Brahim came with the force.
Yeah.
So that was how come.
And that's the thing with footballers. Even if they are wrong, their teammate is wrong, they have to support with full force. But at the moment, we could tell that Morocco under pressure, and whatever tactic that head coach Mohamed Wabi was trying to implement in the game is not working, because if you check the team sheet, a player like Azilu Nahe is supposed to be like the number 10 in the game, but at some point he was almost roaming the number 6 role, because he was not receiving the service. So he himself wants to take the ball and drive through. And at every point that Ayub Boade and Ayanu will get the ball, we are seeing multiple players, Buchanan and about 2-3 players rushing onto them, pressing highly. And so Morocco are not able to break beyond the defensive lines and the attacking lines of the Canadians at the moment. Canada, I must say, have been very resolute. All they need is a proven goal scorer, and at the moment, that has to be Jonathan David. Even though Canada have impressed a lot, the only chance I can remember was that chance where Jonathan David had in the first 10 minutes against at the left side of the post of Yassin Bono. But Bono was very good, excellent in saving that situation. Let's see how that goes for Morocco at the moment, but they're having imperfect. They are not able to break through the lines straight forward. They are going through the side passes from Mazraoui, who go all the way to Redouane Halal to Issa Diop. Then Diop will go to Hakimi, all just trying to find a way of destabilizing the Canadians. But to no avail at the moment. Canada have been very resolute. They stuck to their tactical plans, and so far Morocco have not been able to get the better of them.
Morocco have not been able to get the better of them, and so they are brought up from the back. Mazraoui is sensing one, as Brahim Diaz trying to break through, but he was fouled there, and so a yellow card for a Canadian player. I
think that's Jonathan David.
Jonathan David has been booked. I mean, he wasn't the only one. A lot of the players were trying to stop him from progressing with the ball. Because if they had allowed him, that would have been, you would have been able to get a very decent chance for the Moroccans, and that could have given them the lead.
Yeah, this is the first time in the game we've seen Brahimi take on 2-3 players in the middle of the park in transition. And you see that once he had done that, the real threat had unfolded, because Sofiane Rahimi had begun the run. There was Azilu Nahe in the picture, and as well as Bilal Hanoussi. So that was a real threatening opportunity for Morocco. And if that continues, it means that Morocco are now trying to build up their momentum in the game. And if that continues, Morocco, I will not be surprised if they get a goal in the next 5 minutes before we end the first half. Because we almost ending the first half and it's a goalless draw. I'm not sure a lot of football fans expected that to happen, considering the fact that there are 4 previous meetings, Canada have not won any, Morocco have won 3 of that. In fact, the group stage of the 2022 World Cup, Morocco beat Canada by 2-1. I think in that game, Alfonso Davies scored that 1 goal. And in fact, that was the first goal that Canada had ever scored at a World Cup. So slowly, Morocco are building momentum into the game. We are seeing Azidi Unai, who is now with Girona. He's an interesting player. He's been a journeyman from Marseille. He's went to Panathinaikos in Greece. He's now with Girona. Girona have been relegated. At the moment, we are not sure if he will stay with Girona or he will get a move to another club. A bit of a journeyman, and he's now here. Interesting player, key player for Morocco at the 2022 World Cup. In that run that took them all the way to the last 4, and very important player for them. And we'll see where his club future is at the moment. I'm not sure if he will play in the La Liga 2. A player of his caliber are there. Also a player like Ayanu, who plays for AS Roma in the Serie A. There's a chance for Morocco with Bilal Hanoussi.
Yes, Hanoussi there, but no, referee is having none of that. Canada with the ball here. The play was briefly interrupted there. Sofian
He was looking
Rahimi.
for a foul, but I think that was the death touch. That wasn't the, he was making a meal. He was just looking for a free kick, and he knows that Morocco have expert takers.
Yes.
Azedi Unai can take, Hakimi can take it, Brahim Diaz can take it.
Yes.
So at this moment, they are looking for opportunities to get a goal. But I thought he made a meal out of it. If he had proper contact with the ball, then the referee could have whistled for him. But this is the second time that Jonathan David is involved in a tackle against a Moroccan player. I think that he has to be careful at the moment. Jesse March is very upset because I'm not sure if he is upset with Jonathan David or upset with the fact that he thinks it should have been a foul.
Yes, in favor of him.
Michael Oliver, referee Michael Oliver, is not known to be very strict when it comes to issuing cards in games, but this game there seemed to be a bit of a change in dynamics. And then so far for Morocco, Hakimi has been booked, Hala has been booked, and then as well as Unai as well has been booked. And then for Canada, you are seeing Laye booked, and then Jonathan David also booked. And so it means that both players, both sides should be very, very cautious. The slightest of a mistake or a reckless tackle could render you, a player being sent off, and that will be very, very crucial to your opponent's advantage. And so we are live here at the INRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, where Canada and Morocco are locking horns, and the game remains 0-0. Both sides are pushing and asking the necessary questions, but so far so good. Canada have been very, very lively up front. Just that the Moroccan defense have really, really done well, and that crucial save from Yassine Bonu has also kept them in the game. Otherwise, the Canadians would be leading by now. It's a throw-in in favor of Canada, who are trying to recycle play here, but no, Morocco having the ball here. It's Morocco, but no, referee says in favor of Canada. And so Canada heading on to the ball. Oluwaseyi with the ball, what can he do? He goes past his man, but Mazraoui was there to clear the lines for Morocco. And so ball still in the hands of Canada here. Canada surging forward. Is that Ahmed? Ahmed Sedra brings back to Estekal. Estekal trying to locate my bad. No, Boadi. What a play. What a play. Boadi. He's up them. Hakimi here. He beats his mark. What can he do? He takes on the ball. Also used to his other player, El Canous. El Canous, what can he do? But no, Canada quickly recovered. It's Canada who quickly recovered there, but yes, the ball is back in the hands of Morocco. Boadi on the ball. Boadi sends one back. It's Morocco trying to dictate the pace of the game, dominating play so far. Also in search of the first goal. Mazraoui, he sends it back to Yassine Bonu. Bono to Issa Diop. Issa Diop salvaged Morocco from a defeat and a possible elimination against Netherlands with that brilliant header to take the game to extra time, and eventually they prevailed in that game. Boadi, the calm, composed nature in which he recovers balls and also takes time to locate his teammates and create spaces in the midfield, is one to behold. Is it another yellow card? And referee Michael Oliver once again has booked El Canous there for that reckless challenge. For that reckless challenge on Johnston.
This is a difficult one because it was a tussle for the ball. So it was a 1-2 situation between Hakimi and Bilal Hanusi. And at the point, it was a tussle between the player. And there was like in a 50-50 challenge. It was too harsh from referee.
I wasn't expecting a yellow card.
Oliver, it should have just been a free kick. And
that's
then, it's too harsh for him. Michael Oliver is brandishing too many yellow cards, and that's what he does in the Premier League anyway. And he has brought his Premier League refereeing decisions into the World Cup. Because already we're heading into the first half of the World Cup, and more than 5 players have been yellow carded, which means the second half is going to be very. Either the coaches have to make changes, or a lot of these players cannot go into 50-50 balls because at this point I'm not sure Hanusi will go into any 50-50 ball. Hakimi will not go into any 50-50 decision. Richie Lai will not go into 50-50 decision because key players like that in the positions they are in, they are going to go into a lot of duels. But at the moment, because they've been yellow carded and with Michael Oliver very unpredictable, there's a possibility of a red card. And so I think that Michael Oliver has destroyed the beauty of the game. And I think that the FIFA needs to watch it. Because honestly, and that's what has been killing the Premier League. Too many yellow cards every time.
Too many yellow cards every time. And so it is halftime at the NRG Stadium. Morocco are drawing goalless against Canada, the host nation, in the round of 16 fixture. Mind you, Morocco, in order to make Africa proud and then make a bold statement at the global stage, they must book their ticket to the quarter-final. At least if they get eliminated there, we've made progress than the best African teams being eliminated at the round of 16. And so it's goalless here at the NRG Stadium. Morocco 0, Canada 0. And yes, it's very, very vital to remind you that this broadcast, GhanaWeb broadcast on the 2026 FIFA World Cup, is proudly brought to you by Rush Energy Drink. Rush Energy Drink says, be bold, be you. Usla's Enterprise. Usla's Enterprise, where efficiency meets performance. Just Chinese says, from our kitchen to your heart. And then Verna Mineral Water. Share love with Verna Mineral Water. DSTV, home of entertainment. Kunori Cosmetics, healthy skin, renewed confidence. Furniture City, home of quality furniture. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Bigo Cola, big refreshing moments. Milo, wake up your champ with Milo. And then Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and affordable luxury. We also have 369 Gym and Wellness Center. They operate on a 24-hour basis. They provide services including sports massage. And so yes, massage is very, very, very important. We need sports or any other form. They are there to provide it for you. Emily Logistics, your trusted paint and plasterboard supplier. And then Glyco General Insurance said you want to secure your assets for the future. I mean, for unexpected setbacks, Glyco says they are there to serve you. Glyco will cushion you for life. Lizzie Shito, if you want that hot heat in your meal, I mean the heat in your, if you want heat in your meal, then Lizzie Shito is the right choice to go for. It's, I mean, perfect for your rice, kenke, wachi, and others. Lizzie Shito, spicy. And then also, as I keep saying, mark this on your calendar that the GhanaWeb's launch of the real estate event comes off on July 9, 2026. You can't afford to miss out. It's packed with lots of packages that you can't miss out. And so yes, mark it on your calendar. GhanaWeb real estate event launch comes off on July 9, 2026. Come and you will be bombarded with lots of packages. Let's take this quick break, and when we return, we will dissect the happenings in the first half. It's Morocco 0, Canada 0.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. We're here.
Hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie.
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shitole. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Coca-Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Bigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Bigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Bigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Where are you?
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Lizzie Shito.
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shitole. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Vigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Vigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Vigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Vigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
Vigo Cola is changing the game and giving away free cash. Introducing the Bigo Scan and Win promo. Your chance to enjoy great taste and win instant cash every day. Just buy a bottle of Vigo Cola, locate the QR code on the label, scan with your smartphone, watch the video and enter your details and stand a chance to win instant cash. No waiting, no stress, just real rewards instantly. From everyday refreshment to unexpected rewards, Vigo Cola is more than a drink, it's an experience. So what are you waiting for? Grab your Vigo Cola today, scan the code and win big.
Bigo, big on taste, refresh your vibes.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This advert is FDA approved.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie, oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over fail.
Lizzie Shito, please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear, ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. And yes, spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment. I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is FDA approved.
Glyco General Insurance provides non-life insurance solutions spanning across motor, fire and accident, marine, liability, bonds and guarantees, as well as specialty risks like agric, energy, oil and gas.
From that breather, and so it is the second half of the game involving the Atlas Lions of Morocco and host nation Canada at the NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America. And so yes, the first half provided us with an end-to-end action, but the substitution of Sabari, who got injured, seemed to have dealt a big blow to the successes or the performance of Morocco in that game. How they will fare in the second half, it remains to be seen. Eugene, so let me come to you. What should Morocco do? Because they are living dangerously. Almost 4 yellow cards in the first half. The likes of El Kanous, Unai, Halal, Ashraf Hakimi. Would it affect their intensity? And could that be an advantage for the Canadians who are also suffering from the same fate?
I think that it depends. But the problem is that if you look at the Moroccan back line now, the right centre back and the right back, Halal, Redouane, and Ashraf Hakimi have both yellow cards. It means that that right hand side, I think at a point one person has to be subbed off, and I think that Redouane Halal has to be subbed off. So I think that Ashraf Hakimi is too experienced to be substituted just because of a yellow card. I think that is where they would need to work on. But I think Unahi and El Hanusi, I don't think that they necessarily need to be subbed because of the yellow cards. Once you are an attacker, basically a lot of the time you actually have the ball and you need to do a lot with the ball. I think that's not really a problem. I think the only problem is the right hand side of their defense. But what Morocco need to do, I just think that they need to be now more intentional their passes. They need to start involving Boadi and Yanoui. And once they get a lot of the balls, they can now transition the ball to Unahi, Diaz, and El Hanusi. I think that is not over yet. I think this is still a game that Morocco can win. All they need to do is they have to strategize. It's not looking like a game where it was going according to schedule. I think this is a game where Canada have taken them by surprise. All they need to do is that if it becomes clear that they can't win the game in 90 minutes, they should not try and do too much and end up losing the game. They should take the game to extra time and possibly penalties. And we know what Yacine Bono has done and can do at the AFCONs, at the last World Cup, and in fact, this World Cup in the penalty shootout against them, the Netherlands just a few days ago. So I think that it's not looking particularly bright for Morocco, but they still have it in them to get a win over Canada.
They still have it in them to get a win over Canada. Morocco started with early incursions, as usual, trying to get the lead. Ashraf Hakimi there with that shot, but it was blocked by Ahmed. And it's a throw-in for Morocco. Hashimi gets the ball back. Yes to Halal. Halal to Mazraoui. The ball gets back to Mazraoui, sends it to goalkeeper Bono. And Bono gives it to Issa Diop. Issa Diop sends it down there. Wow. It's been intercepted there. It's Canada on the offensive here. Can he get the ball? Yes, he does. And no. Ball quickly cleared from danger. The ball was quickly cleared from danger. That would have been a very, very, very good chance for Canada to get the lead.
I see, first of all, from this chance, we've seen that Azedu Unahi, who is supposed to be the number 10, dropped so deep to the number 6 position to receive the ball. And in trying to progress the ball, he lost the ball, and then Canada had a chance. And this chance, it tells you what I was talking about the problem of Tani Oluwaseyi. Tani Oluwaseyi, once again, in a clear goal score opportunity where all he needed to do was just take a shot. He had to take an extra start to the ball, and that's what messed up. Canada actually should have taken the lead from this particular chance. And this is not the first time Azedu Unahi has lost the ball in a critical position. It is best to come and build up in the attack and take the ball. And I think that's something that Coach Wabi needs to look at the moment.
That's something Coach Wabi needs to look at. And so it's very important that football deals with history, and history has always been part and parcel of football in terms of result. That's changed that, but that was a foul on Sofiane Rahimi. A very cynical challenge on the Fugueros on Sofiane Rahimi to thwart any possible attack.
Clearly,
and that could have paved way for a huge chance for Morocco to get the lead.
Clearly, Le Fougère wasn't going for the ball. He had lost the ball and he was going for the man. And look, the Fougère, I think that was an important one. He took that one for the team. But it tells you, this chance tells us that Morocco are very, 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 very impactful in the transition, because they are showing the pressure. Just one ball to Rahimi, and then they looked like they were going to score. A chance for Morocco. Goal! Azzedine Unahi.
That was a fantastic strike from Unahi. This looks like a well-rehearsed set mistake. It was Ashraf Hakimi who passed the ball to Unahi on the edge of the box around the arc, and he nicely slotted the ball into the net. Goalkeeper Kripal tried to save it, but the angle was very, very, very acute to the extent that he stood no chance of saving that ball.
There was no way he was going to save that ball. And when you look at the Moroccan team, they've started the second half from where they ended from the first half. Just attacking from the right foot, from the first minute to the 5th minute in this second half. It's been all attacking. And even the free kick that led to this goal, you could see that it was a danger that was coming. And so you miss the ball, you don't miss the man. Though, now you didn't miss the man, but it has resulted in you conceding a goal. And so this goal is one of the beautiful rehearsed goals, as you said. It's not just any goal. Yes, from training grounds, rehearsals, now it become a reality in a match. And so everyone was expecting Morocco to be up by now. And I think the way they began the second half is impressive. They should just keep it up. But I fear for the Canadians that they may go and attack and then leave their back exposed and then concede more.
And this is even how the first goal came, because they had built up the attack, and one long ball to Sofiane Rahimi was what caused this free kick, and this free kick caused the situation. And now that Canada have no other option than to attack, it leads them susceptible to another counter-attacking situation again. I'm sure that now Mohamed Wabi will now be settled a bit. When he scored the goal, he seemed to have been very much happy, because now he can now settle a bit into the game. This goal is Azzedine Unahi's 10th goal for Morocco in 54 appearances. And for a holding midfielder to score as many as 10 goals for your national team means you are a very important figure for them. And hopefully he is able to score a few more important goals for them as well.
And hopefully he will be able to get those goals for the Atlas Lions. In Morocco's run during the 2022 World Cup, he proved to be a very crucial player for them in terms of his output in midfield as well as the attack. It's Morocco still asking the questions here. Ashraf Hakimi on the run. He beats his marker with his pace. Can he get in the cross? Oh, he takes in one, twisting and turning, but referee says no. Referee says no infringement there. Ahmed winning the ball.
Well, that was it should have been a first-time cross.
Yes.
From Hakimi from the right-hand flank because Bilal Hanusi was clear on goal. Sufyan Rahimi, the striker, was clear on goal. And once that cross had flown in, it was going to be very, 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 very difficult for Canada to have stopped that. I think this was a chance that Achraf Hakimi fluffed to have increased Morocco's goal advantage to a 2-0 lead. But this, once again, this tells you how difficult and it is to defend Morocco, who are very, 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 very potent in transition. They will soak up the pressure, and one pass from Boadi to Hakimi, and that's it. They're on the transition, and they can hurt you within 10 seconds.
They can hurt you within 10 seconds. And so, in terms of the team's journey to this stage, so Canada, they qualified from Group B, which included nations like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. Now, they defeated South Africa in the round of 32 by a lone goal to 0. That's a last gasp goal that was able to see them through the round of 32. And here they are trailing Morocco in the round of 16 game by a goal to 0. They are aiming to reach the quarterfinal stage for the first time in their history, and that clearly tells you the hunger in the players and the coach to make that historic moment. Now Jesse Marsh happens to be their coach. Then they are one of the host nations at this tournament. It's been co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And Morocco, on the other hand, too, also had somewhat impressive performance at the group stages where they featured Brazil, Haiti, and Scotland. It's a chance for Morocco here, but no, Boadi is always at the right place at the right time. Oh, Morocco on the offense here. Brahim Diaz. Can Sofian get to it? He needs a cross, but no, it's been blocked by Ahmed. Crucial block from Ahmed. Brahim Diaz had lots of spaces, but he chose to feed Sofian Rahimi. And Rahimi's cross couldn't get through Ahmed with that block.
This was the kind of pass that Jordan against I think Croatia.
There
were two defenders.
We are dealing with a serious nation here.
Yes. So you see, in these situations, you go at the goalkeeper. You don't release the ball as soon as possible.
When you are in a 3v2 situation, you are on the counter situation.
Yes.
You don't immediately show your option. You take a few more steps, and then possibly the defenders will show their direction.
Then
and that gives you the easy option of where to take the ball to up next.
So I wasn't bringing Jordan issue to chastise him. No, I was just referring to an instance as a player, what you should do. You know, this is something that we are all expecting Morocco to keep pushing. And then, like you said, the journey for both teams, for me, I think Morocco has had a very difficult path coming to this game as compared to Canada. The only team that proved very difficult for Canada was Switzerland in their group stage. And so a team like Morocco facing Brazil and then coming up against Netherlands and then eventually knocking them out should tell you that they've been compact, they've been resilient, they've been focused on whatever they want to achieve. And so I expect them to be able to bring that energy into this game and then be able to trample over the Canadians.
And be able to trample over the Canadians. And so, yes, we are talking about a very, very important game here and a serious national team like Morocco. So once you make reference to certain players that you mentioned, you might trigger the anger of some of our viewers, and we don't want to lose our viewers. Sorry.
I understand.
So yes, it's Morocco leading at the NRG Stadium against Canada in the round of 16. And so their journey to this stage, so the group stage, the knockout stage, the round of 32, they eliminated in Netherlands and following their 1-1 draw, and then that dramatic penalty shootout, lots of misses, but yes, the Atlas Lions came up on top. In terms of head-to-head starts between these two nations, they met at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. That was at the group stage, and then Morocco won that game by 2-1. Morocco with Hakim Ziyech and then Youssef and Nesri helping them to secure that very, very important victory for them. And so yes, the core of that team is so in the squad here. So it clearly tells you the sort of consistency that they've built over the years. And so yes, Morocco have proven to be a formidable force when it comes to the World Cup. You can't mention the World Cup teams to expect and then you'd omit Morocco. They are once again proving it at the highest level that yes, they can make it happen. It is a corner kick for Canada, who are seeking and pushing for the equalizer. Skipper of the side, Mr. Carl, is sensing a long one. Can't find a Canadian player, but no. Ayub Buadi is doing all the defense. Oh, that says Halal Rada. Yeah. Halal Rada, who cleared the ball from danger zone. But yes, Buadi has been very, very impressive. Not just his heroics in the midfield, but his defensive works have also been very, very evident in this game and helped the Moroccan side to retain their 1-goal lead. It's so pressure from Canada. Mr. Carl with the ball there is sensing a pass, but no, he wasn't able to locate his teammates. Mr. Carl once again, ball gets to Canada, but no, ball crosses the lines and it's a throw-in in favor of Canada. Building up from the back. Canada, for their fans, a defeat here would be a huge disappointment for them. But for Morocco and the entire African continent, it's something that obviously would excite us. And so yes, there was an infringement there, but fortunately for Morocco, the play was flagged offside, and so it is a kick in favor of Morocco. Mazraoui seemed to be down in pain. He came up against Buchanan in that challenge. That's Halal against Buchanan. There was a slight touch, but that wasn't enough to warrant any call of a penalty. But yes, Buchanan was already in an offside position, so that incident wasn't reviewed by the referee, Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver will also, tell you about his journey as a referee. He was born on February 20, 1985 in England. He became the youngest referee to officiate in the English Premier League at the age of 25. He's been a FIFA-listed referee since 2012, widely regarded as one of UEFA's top referees, with his performances in handling high-profile games. He has officiated in the Champions League, the UEFA European Nations Championship, and the FIFA World Cup tournaments on multiple occasions. He's known for allowing, games to flow while maintaining firm control over discipline. And so yes, in terms of maintaining firm control over discipline, he's really shown it in this game. Lots of yellow cards being flashed, and so it seemed to have affected the tempo of the game. Most of the players are being very, very cautious. A bit of reckless challenge could land you a team getting booked. And so what a turn there, but no, Canada wins play. Obuadi with the ball, and so yes, it is a foul against Canada. Oluwaseyi fuming at referee Michael Oliver. Buadi once again, there was handling. Oluwaseyi clearly handled Buadi.
Footballers are crazy sometimes. Oluwaseyi's hand clearly is holding the waist of Buadi, and then the referee wrestles against him, and he's hit the ball against the, and in fact that should be a yellow card.
Yeah.
And in fact he can actually get a red card for what he did. So he can get a yellow card for hitting the ball against the ground and throwing his hand at the referee again. So 2 yellow cards and get a red card. But at the moment, I think there's been a sub. I see Chemsy Taubi on, Bilal Hanisi off, Sofian Amrabat is on, and Ayub Wadi is off. So they've gone for experience now. Sofian Amrabat has not played a lot of the games for Morocco in this particular tournament. A key player for them at the 2022 World Cup. Now with age not on his side, younger legs and fresher legs have taken his place. But in a game where they need to solidify their win and try and go for more goals, they've gone for experience in Sofian Amrabat.
And so it's a chance for Morocco, but no, it was too much power in that pass. And the ball is with Mazraoui. Mazraoui now is sending another one to his teammate there, trying to find ways to get past the Moroccan defense. Mazraoui sends in across, and no, Sofian Rahimi was tightly handled there and couldn't get a touch onto the ball. And it's now Brahimi. What a pass to Hakimi. But the kickback wasn't able to locate Hakimi there.
That is what you get for Hakimi. He's very slicky. He can get into the lines and then discipline you. Look at the pass he gave to Hakimi. So Brahimi has been one of the players that the coach loves because of what he brings to the table. He's tricky. He's like Messi. And then I expected him to at least carry this team like the way he carried them at the AFCON. If he has done that in this tournament, you'll be seeing a lot of praises of him. And so I expect him to now redeem himself, like he said, pay the coach, like the trust is put in him. And look at what he just did. Brilliant.
Nutmeg.
Brilliant. You know, so that's the kind of player that he is, and then we all want to see more of him. Even at Real Madrid, we're telling the coach that they should use him well, because we are not seeing the best of him. The Hakimi we saw at AC Milan is not the Hakimi we are seeing at Real Madrid. And so everyone is worried. Why is it happening like that? We just hope that Mourinho can bring out the best in him. That's even if he keeps him. Yeah, so I think it's a fair match now, though Canada is not getting into the 18 match. They are still pushing, but they are not getting into the box. But then let's see how they cope after this substitution. I've seen Davies too on the bench. I think he also wants to come on. He's just watching from the bench, and he's very furious there. Let's see if the coach will bring him early or he's going to delay his coming.
I think they've already made a substitution. Tani Oluwaseyi is off, and Lauren Sal, one of their prolific strikers who has been a key figure for them over the last few years, has come into the picture. And obviously because of his injury record, Davies is on the bench. But when it becomes clear to them that they have nothing to lose and that elimination is staring them in the face, at a certain point, he would come into the game. In the last game against South Africa, he came on in the 75th minute. And so it's very likely that he can come on again. But he came on very late in the last game, and it's now 65th minute. So maybe 10 more minutes for Davies to come on again. Canada are huffing and puffing. Unfortunately for them, they are not paying attention to the defensive shape of Morocco, because Morocco at the point are now trying to set up a high line in a defensive line in such a way that they are all on the same wavelength. So if the Canadians don't pay attention, they are almost always going to be offside.
Because the player was clearly onside waiting for the ball. Then he was holding on to the ball instead of releasing the ball. And then when he moved to the offside position, he now passed the ball. Why? Even me watching television can tell you that it's offside.
And so it's still 1-goal lead for Morocco. 66 minutes of play. And Canada are rolling like wounded lions, searching for the equalizer. And now a chance that was that a miscommunication? What was the delay for?
So Sal Laren comes onto the pitch in less than a minute. He gets a yellow card. And I think it's a problem with Hakimi, because a minute ago, under pressure, Hakimi blasts the ball to Yassine Bono. And Bono at the time, under a lot of pressure, because Sal Laren was getting close to him, blasted the ball, and because of the proximity of the player, he didn't play the ball, clear the ball out very well. Now, a second time, Hakimi gets the ball under pressure and passes the ball to Yasin Bono, and without a lot of weight on the ball. So, Sal Larin presses a lot. He gets very close to goalkeeper Yasin Bono, and Bono has no other alternative than to put his body on the line and try and salvage the situation. And that's how come it was a 50-50 situation, which could have ended in a goal against Morocco. And that's something that Hakimi needs to look at. If you think you're under pressure, take the ball. You even send the ball to throw, because if you send it to throw, at least you are still leading by a goal to nil. But this could have easily ended up being 1-1, and that's something that thankfully for Morocco, there's a hydration break, and so I'm sure Mohamed Wabi would speak a few words into Hakimi, because Hakimi is supposed to be the skipper of this team, and if anybody is supposed to make mistakes, it's not the skipper. And Hakimi is very experienced, has played in multiple Champions League tournaments, multiple Champions League finals,
back-to-back Champions League
winner, played in AFCON final. He's a very much experienced player, and so I'm not sure it's the moment that has taken him, and I'm not sure it's somebody who should be pressured by a few incessant attacks of the Canadians. So I think it's something they need to look at. When under pressure, the safest option is just take you to throw, but sending it back to the goalkeeper leaves a lot of unpredictable situations. This could have left Yasin Bono injured.
Yeah.
And
no, but there wasn't a contact.
But I'm saying anything could have happened. It was a 50-50 ball, and anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. In fact, there was contact. That's how come the yellow card was brandished to Sal Larin.
I think the referee Oliver needs to look at it, because there wasn't a contact. When they showed it 3 times, there wasn't a contact. But the way he jumped, so I was expecting him to look at it again. But because the players were all rushing to him,
and this is where VAR should come in, because if on TV replays we can see
there wasn't contact,
back-to-back actions, and I'm sure VAR should be able to communicate with him. And to be honest, the VAR's actions in some of the games leaves much to be desired. Sometimes things happen and nobody gets to see the replay ever again.
Yes.
When the situation happens, I remember Semenyo against Dominic Livakovic, Ghana, Croatia. That tackle that left Semenyo with the ankle injury.
Yes.
Up to now, nobody ever saw maybe we said a replay. It could actually have been a penalty.
Exactly.
It could have.
Yes.
It could have.
Exactly.
These are things that, with the over 30 cameras in the stadium, there is no excuse for VAR to fail. And I think that is something that FIFA needs to look on. It's almost 10 years since VAR came into existence. I remember just before the 2018 World Cup, and still VAR is suffering structural problems. There's a lot that VAR needs to work on.
There's a lot that VAR needs to work on, and so this is GhanaWeb's broadcast of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. First game in the round of 16. It's the Atlas Lions of Morocco leading Canada by a goal to 0. And so yes, this broadcast is made possible kind courtesy Rush Energy Drink. Rush Energy Drink says, "Be bold, be you." Hustler's Enterprise, where efficiency meets performance. Just Chinese, from our kitchen to your heart. Verna Mineral Water, share love with Verna Mineral Water. DSTV, home of entertainment. Knorri Cosmetics, healthy skin, renewed confidence. Furniture City, home of quality furniture. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Bigo Cola, big refreshing moments. Milo, wake up your champ with Milo. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and affordable luxury. 369 Gym and Wellness Center, they operate on a 24-hour basis. And so yes, they also provide you sports massage services, IV therapy, and others. They are located at East Legon. In Emily Logistics, your trusted paint and plasterboard supplier. Glyco General Insurance says, secure your assets with Glyco. And so Glyco will cushion you for life. Lizzie Shito, if you want that hit in your meal, Lizzie Shito is the right option to go in for. And so Lizzie Shito, spicy. Yes, once again, I keep reminding you that you can't miss out on the launch of GhanaWeb's real estate event, which comes off on Thursday, July 9, 2026. We have surprises for you. So yes, get ready and make sure that you mark it on your calendar to be at the event, and we will shower you with lots of packages that will leave you surprised. And so yes, the resumption from the hydration break is already in place, and it's Canada who are still pushing for the equalizer. I think the yellow cards, you raised concerns about the yellow cards, but I think it's also helped the game to flow, I think, in the second half as well. Not see that intense and reckless tackles again. It's both sides, I mean, are playing with some sort of flair and flamboyance, and the game is flowing.
Yeah, because Morocco have scored, they are not under pressure anymore, and they now have the luxury of stringing in passes. Now, if you are going to expect any rough tackles, it's going to be from Canada. We just saw one from Lausarin anyway, because they are under pressure, and so they'll be running for a lot of the balls, and they'll be pressurizing people. And if Morocco slip up a few passes, the intensity with which the Canadians will press will create a lot of tackles. So I think that generally that's how come the game has settled. If this game was still goalless draw, both teams would have been going into a lot of the tackles, and we could have seen a lot more of the cards. But because at the moment Morocco is leading, and they've had a few more, Morocco should have even been 3 or 4-0 up by now because they created a lot of chances. So they are a little bit calm now, and so they are settled into the game. That's how come it has reduced at the moment. I think that Canada will be preparing for a double change. I've seen Promise David Jesse match is speaking, giving him his marching orders on his tactical instructions. And if Promise David is coming in, it's interesting to see what that means, because Jonathan David has scored 3 goals in Canada's 4 matches, but in the profile of the team, if they've already made a change, removed Oluwa Shein and brought in Lausarin, it's very likely at the moment that Jonathan David will be substituted for Promise David to replace him. So a new front two will be replacing the earlier front that started for the game. I'm sure there will be another substitute again, probably in the midfield for Canada, because they feel that the game is still within their grasp. If they're able to get an equalizer now, they could take the game to extra time. And who knows? It is anybody's game.
It is anybody's game indeed, and it's Canada on the attack here. Canada trying to make sure that they get the equalizer as soon as possible. Richie Lai, Sensi, long one, the switch play, and Canada, can he take on his marker there? David doing his best to make sure that they are able to break through, but there hasn't been any breakthrough yet. Buchanan tried to make an incursion, but he was denied. It is a throw-in for Canada, and they are preparing for a long throw that could possibly pave way for them. So Canada here. He sends in a long one, but no, it's been cleared. Still Canada. Ahmed sends in a cross, but no, it's been repelled. And they are asking the questions. As the Cal gets a chance, can he shoot? Referee Michael Oliver says it is an infringement.
Just within the arc, the 18-yard box. It's going to be very, 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 very
Do they have what it takes to make use of this?
It needs
This
technique.
is where you need Davis.
But this is the problem. It is too close to the post that it's risky to go long. The safest option is to place it under the strikers. When the Moroccans, when they jump, you place it under. And I think it's going to be very, very difficult. Or you could take the approach of not taking the direct shot. So one person gives a pass and the other one fires a shot. Because it's going to be very, very difficult. And I think that Bono is an experienced player. And with the height of the Moroccans, it's going to be very difficult to bend it over them. Because a lot of these guys are 6 feet. Issa Diop is 6 feet. Mazraoui is 6 feet. A lot of these players are actually tall. So if you bend it over, their height will get the job done. They will be able to head the ball. I think that the safest option for them is two. Either they play it under the player, so when the Moroccans jump, then they surprise them, or they could do it in the form of a pass and a shoot. That would be a better option for them, because it's too close. It's too close for them. But truly, Davis would have been a better option, because he would have had the bend. He could have given them the bend. Or if they take the pass and shoot option, he could have still gotten that approach. Jonathan David is a good kicker of the ball, but I'm not sure for a set piece like that in a very close angle to the pole.
And I like the way the Canadian players are in front of the. This is how Argentina used to score one of their free kicks in the tournament. And if they make use of it well, they may as well confuse the goalkeeper. But here we are.
The bending is too difficult. It's too difficult. You see, when there's a bit of distance, it's easier because the ball can travel. But you see, with the distance of between the ball and the post, it was a brilliant attempt from him. It wasn't really a shot, it was more of a chip. Yeah, it was more of a chip of the ball, and if it was a bit of a distance, it could have actually entered the pole, but it was too close to the pole, so it went over and beyond. A bit of changes from Canada, as I told you. Promise David is on, Ahmed is also off, Laye, who has been the tormentor of Ashraf Hakimi, is off, and Schaffelberg is on, which means at this point Canada are committing a lot more numbers because it's almost 12 minutes to the end of regular time, and at this point they have to throw caution to the wind because their elimination is staring them in the face, and they just have to commit a lot more numbers. So at the moment, there's Jonathan David, there's Promise David, and there's Lyle Sarin, 3 center forwards leading the line for Canada at the moment, looking for a lot more goals, and we'll see a lot of shooting from long range shots. Buchanan is a player I expected a lot more from in Canada, from the Canadian team, because I've seen him at Inter Milan and I've seen his potential, what he can do. And he's not lived up to the billing, but what a brilliant long range shot for him. Good enough for Ashimbono not to be able to save at one, but to parry to a corner kick. And the closer you are to the post, the likelier a chance of equalizing. So a corner kick is a good opportunity for Canada. Whether they're able to make do of that opportunity is what is unlikely. And clearly, that was a poor set piece from Mr. Kwao. Another chance for them. Promise David in there. He has a better chance, but he pushes Nuzeb Mazra in the attempt to head the ball, and that is a foul against
the Moroccans
Canada.
are good at delaying time.
Yes.
And so if you want to commit them, they will end up wasting almost all the time without even getting to put your passes together. And so they need to be very careful as to how they touch them. They're already leading 1-0. We know this North African teams and their tactics and their antics on the pitch. So if you're able to maintain your stature and then just leave them, if they fall, they may get cut. But if you are committing them, it's to their advantage, not your advantage.
Well, that was a goal bound shot by Buchanan anyway. But the problem with that, the attitude of the North Africans is that with the new IFAB rules, it's going to be very difficult. Once you get in, so now we've seen a situation where this World Cup, referees, when they even see a player lying on the floor and they think is an opportunity for the player to waste time, they ask the player to continue whilst the player is on the floor. And a lot of the time, we've seen that once the player realizes that the referee is not budging, he actually stands up and continues the play. Yes. And so that's one of the things I like about this World Cup and the new IFAB rules. It has made sure that time wasting through corner kicks, throw-ins and substitutions are not happening again. Yes. A sub takes not more than 10 seconds. A throw-in not takes not more than 10 seconds. A goal kick not more than 10 seconds. And so it means that now teams that are losing have opportunities to actually equalize because no time wasting will be entertained. And the only way for a team that is scoring or has taken the slender lead to waste time is that you string a lot of passes. You pass the ball, sideways passes. Yes. That's the only way you can waste time. But any other avenue and any other funny gimmicks can possibly blow back in your face.
Let's look at how Morocco will be able to manage their lead and not slip like the way Senegal did against Belgium.
Well, so there's a counter-attack situation. Champion Talbi to Brahim Diaz on the post. That's like a one-time shot. No, he fails the shot. Until Unahi again. A goal! Azedine Unahi scores 2 goals for Morocco, and he does a signal that it is finished. Se acabó in Spanish. It is finished. Morocco have scored the 2nd goal. One player has done it twice. Azedine Unahi. Wow! Brilliant goal from a counter-attacking situation. Morocco were defending very, very, very deep in their half. Yeah. And then a ball was stolen. A pass to Chemzi Taub, who plays for Sunderland in the Premier League. Once again, he was very smart. He didn't immediately take his chance. He went a bit, evaluated his options, and realized that Brahim Diaz was in a better position to receive the ball. Flattered in the cross. Brahim Diaz also didn't take the shot. Yes, he could have taken the shot at once. Yes. He faked the shot, gave the ball to Azedin Unahi in a better position to fire the shot. A brilliant opportunity, and the classic counter-attacking goal from Morocco. Earlier on, I spoke about the fact that Morocco are very difficult and are very potent in transition, especially in counter-attacking situations. And here they've displayed that threat.
Yeah, just when I was saying that they shouldn't relax for them to collapse the lead, they rather double it. I think that's the beauty of
the North Africans. I don't think they will ever blow a lead. I don't think they will ever. I think blowing a lead is a West African problem.
Well,
it's a West African problem. I remember Ghana against Egypt at the last AFCON. Ghana took a 2-0 lead. Egypt came in and equalized 2-2. Yes. It's a West African problem. We are not able to concentrate. But as for the North Africans, even if it's a 1-goal lead, they'll make sure that they even under pressure, they will consolidate that 1-0 lead.
And so it is Morocco who have doubled their lead at the NRG Stadium. And they are flying high into the quarterfinal, where they will come up against the winner of the game between Paraguay and France.
Yeah.
What a game to watch.
And that will present an opportunity for Morocco. Because remember that Morocco were the first African country to make it to the semi-final of the World Cup in 2022. And the team that beat them was France. And France ended up beating them and making it to the final, only to lose to Argentina. If France are able to beat Paraguay tonight, then we get a replay of the 2022 semi-final. This time at the quarter-final stage.
Yes.
It's going to be a very tasty fixture. It's an opportunity for Morocco to revenge, and it's an opportunity for France as well to make it one more time to the semi-final of the World Cup. Because since 2018, France have made it to the semi-final of all the. In fact, they've made it to the finals. Of the World Cups.
The last two editions.
Of the last two editions. And so Morocco have absolutely demonstrated how important, how a record of a force they are in African football and in world football. I dare say, if you're looking for top 2 teams in African football at the moment, whoa! So as he crossed the ball in a counter-attack situation to Sofiane Rahimi had an excellent header, only for the ball to hit the post and just drop just in front of the line, a few millimeters behind the line, and that would have been the 3rd goal for Morocco. And that would have meant that Azedin Unahi would have had 2 goals and 1 assist in this game. I think, undisputedly, Azedin Unahi, the Girona man, is the man of the match for this game. He has been exceptional. He's been brilliant. That was a pinpoint pass locating Sofiane Rahimi when he had about 2 different centre-backs preventing him from getting access to the ball. That was an excellent pinpoint cross for Unahi. Complete player. Today he's been everywhere. He's been at number 10. He's been at right back. He's been at number 6 position. He's been at number 8. He's been at the right wing. He's been practically he's covered the grass every single length and breadth of the pitch.
And it's Canada here. Shuffle back with that cross, but no. Morocco have repelled that threat. And it's still Canada who are trying to get a consolation goal and see if they can conjure the magic that Belgium conjured against Senegal, another African side. But yes, the difference is that Senegal is a West African side, while Morocco happens to be a North African side. That, talks about mentality, concentration, focus being a problem for African sides. Doesn't seem to play out when it comes to Morocco, who are a well-drilled side who have seen it all in this tournament. And the wonderful story about the Moroccan side is that while Regragui, we know him built this team, put up a foundation for this team, and he left many thoughts that, that would have been the end of their journey. However, Mohamed Wabi took over, having already led the junior side to win titles. He took over from Regragui, and he has proven that yes, succession in football works, and it is paying off for the Moroccan football. It's a chance, David, going in there, but no. Once again, the ball was repelled there. A cross was scooped in from a free kick. Bono seemed to be very, very, very wise when it comes to 1-1 situations. Once he gets slight contact with you, he drops to the field.
But it turns out that actually Bono had the ball, and Promise David actually didn't get the ball. He actually, it was a follow through after missing the ball. He hit the shoulder of a goalkeeper, Yasin Bono. And for goalkeepers, their shoulders are very important. In fact, their hands, that's their main tool. And so once there's a problem there, then it becomes it's going to be on the undoing. I think what didn't help Canada in this, especially in the second goal, was they had committed a lot more players up front. Remember that at the point they were playing 3 strikers up front. They are taking off a midfielder and brought another striker, and that made them susceptible to a counter-attacking situation because immediately they had lost the ball. A midfielder who should be there is not there because a striker has taken his place, and that's how come that Canada and Morocco has another chance. And I think that Morocco actually, with what Soufiane Rahimi did, clearly told us that I think based on the chances you have seen in the second half, Morocco could have actually been leading this game by 5 goals. Yes, because they created a lot of chances. Soufiane Rahimi himself has got about 2 chances. The first one he shot it and there was a save from the keeper. And that brilliant header, I think it was just unfortunate. That was a brilliant header because the ball was almost leaving him and he had to stretch himself to head it. And the position within which he was before he received the ball was very, very difficult. And that cross was pinpoint, accurate, going to meet him in that curve over there. Morocco have been brilliant. They've demonstrated that even under pressure in the first half, they are calm and they're able to work their way out. Kudos to head coach Mohamed Wabi, who under pressure has been able to get the job done with his substitutions and the kind of tactics he has brought out in this game.
And so yes, it's Morocco, Sofiane Rabat there, but no. Referee says there was an infringement, foul in favor of Canada. Skipper for the side is the cow behind the ball. He sent it to Schaffelbeck, who has been sending in crosses, but there hasn't been any positive impacts yet. I think the first half was for Canada, but Bono saves really helped them to keep the scoreline at 0-0. And second half, Morocco had their moments and they have been able to make use of it. Yeah, this is a tournament that has proven to, show that once you have your moments and you don't take it, your opponent gets them and then you are finished off.
Yeah, so before the first half, when the first half ended, Canada was having 5 shots, but Morocco had 0 shots. And then in the second half, they've had 3 shots. Morocco has had 4 shots and then 3 on targets and then 2 goals out of it. So that shows that you need to be efficient when you are producing the shot. Don't just be playing the shot anyhow. So if you don't take your chances, someone will take their chance. So if you are playing against a Moroccan side, who is a tournament-based team with the experience they have, and then you don't want to take your chances when you've had the opportunity, then you don't think of coming back to win again, because this is not South Africa. Yes, because they made the mistake against South Africa, and then they still capitalized on them to score last-minute goals because South Africa was outplaying them in every angle. But here, you are playing an African champion. So you need to take...
Morocco have another chance against Soufiane Rahimi, but I'm sure this time he wouldn't go for goal. He will just attempt to waste time because at this point, I'm not sure he's going for glory anymore. He's just going to relax and then possibly look for the next game. But I think Soufiane Rahimi is a player to watch out because with a hamstring injury, sometimes for precautionary measures, a player like Ismail Saibari may not start against France or Paraguay because of precautionary measures. I think there have been a few changes for Morocco as well. Issa Diop, who has been a monster at the back for them, scored the equalizing goal against the Netherlands, has been taken off, has been replaced. And also there's been a midfield change where Mourabet has come in into the Moroccan team. So 2 more changes for Morocco. Mourabet and Sadani are in, and then Azedine Unahi goes off and Issa Diop is also off. So I think those are the final 2 changes for Morocco. I'm sure they also want to give other players opportunities, younger players opportunities. Once they are winning, other players who are French who have not got opportunity to play should also get the chance to play, building up the momentum and the capacity of those players, such that when they are given the opportunity at that time, they are not under pressure and thrown into the lions den, because they've already gained experience. The Canada have an opportunity there, but Hakimi expertly clears that out for a corner. I think Canada still believe that they are not down and out. They are still having and puffing.
Yes.
I think I like the attitude.
Yes.
They are 2-0 down, but they are still fighting for their shirt. And every Canadian fan tonight here watching the game in the USA, if this caller ends this way, would appreciate the fact that they fought for this victory, for this, even in the loss, their players fought brilliantly for the shirt. We saw the Canada's goalkeeper coming in for this cross, and that could have ended disastrously for them, because if in the clearance a Moroccan player had the ball, that could have easily been a long range shot into the goal for Morocco's third goal.
And yes, 8 minutes of added time. 8 minutes of added time. And we've already played almost 4 minutes. With 4 minutes remaining, Jesse Marsh has thrown everything on the table in terms of attacking Morocco. To send that goalkeeper Krepal even joined the attack in the box when it was a set piece movement. But Bono, what a player, an absolute legend for the Atlas Lions. And so yes, I was telling you about the NRG Stadium. I mean, one of the spectacles from this World Cup has been the standards of stadiums that the United States have been able to provide for the matches, and then the number of attendance, spectators who have filled the stadium. And so this stadium was opened in 2002, one of the most recognizable sports venues in the US. It's boasts of a capacity of 72,000 spectators, and also is the first NFL stadium with retractable roof, allowing matches to be played in climate-controlled conditions. It's the home of Houston Texans of the NFL. It hosted matches, the World Cup matches, and then other international competitions. So that is the NRG Stadium for you. And it's Canada on the attack, but yes, they keep scooping in the crosses, but they are unable to find an answer to that. Schaffelberg has been brought down by Sofiane Rahimi, and that is a free kick in favor of Morocco. This will really buy them time with about 2 minutes to end proceedings. 2 minutes to end proceedings. And it's Canada who are trailing by 2-0. Nelson, and then skip off the side. Sakal behind the ball. Who takes this one? Time no day. Nelson with a shot, but no. It hits, but Schaffelberg with another cross. Can they get the goal here? Oh no. Poor execution there. Very, very poor execution. Terrible one from Canada. In the matches that they've played in the lead up to this game, you could see some sort of flaws in their attack. But then Jonathan David always comes to the party to rescue them. But this game, when they are facing a very resilient side, he was not able to do so, and they seemed to have lost the momentum in attack.
Yeah, you could see they are still throwing everything at the Moroccans, trying to get that equalizer or that consolation goal. But like you said, Moroccan has been resilient. Kudos to Rahimi for all the work he's been doing. When he was coming on the first half, I said he's coming to prove himself why he needs to start this game, because he's been on the bench. Now you are coming in, and then you have the energy to show the world that you can play. And he's been winning a lot of 50-50 balls, both at the defense of Morocco and even getting into the 18-yard box of the Canadians. And so he's one of the players that I've loved watching this game. He's everywhere, not just coming to play as a 9, but he's everywhere. So I'm not surprised that the Canadians are finding it difficult to actually break down this defense of the Moroccans. This is one of the things that I note down to even spoke about as my post-match.
Morocco might get the third goal.
And it's another chance for Rahimi. Goal!
Oh, offside.
It's a goal, of course. It's a goal. Like I said, he deserves a goal. He deserves this goal because he's worked so hard. When he came on 22nd minute till now, he's been fantastic.
Yeah. And that header alone told me he was ready for every ball.
Yes, he's been fantastic. And so this goal actually gives him that confidence he needed to continue
so that's his second goal of this World Cup. So 2 goals and 1 assist for Sofiane Rahimi.
The Canadian fans are staring in disbelief. They can't believe what's happening, but yes, this is Morocco. It may not seem surprising to many pundits or fans from Africa and even across the globe due to their pedigree in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but this is a performance to behold. The draw difference maker here, and then the impact, and Brahim Diaz with that timely pass, and Sofiane Rahimi.
So this is like his second assist of the game.
Yes.
So
slice the ball past goalkeeper Krepau.
4 assists.
He had no chance of saving that ball. 4 assists means that he's on course to battle with Michael Olise for the assist record when it comes to the World Cup. Most assists in a single World Cup tournament. Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid is battling with Michael Olise. Both players are having a fantastic tournament, and interestingly, they will face each other in the quarterfinal.
Yes. So at that point, they will now demonstrate who is the greatest playmaker or who is the better playmaker.
I think
quickly, the referee has blown the final whistle. Morocco are flying high, heading into the quarterfinal of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Harry, did you expect this result?
Of course I did. Yes, it came late. I expected more from the Moroccans because they've been a team that we've all been supporting from day one. For what they've done in the AFCON, for what they've done in the last World Cup, and what they've done in this tournament. Their first match alone said it that no, these guys are here to do something. You played a certain Brazil and played 1-1. And even in that game, they outplayed Brazil. They were not sitting back and then defend. They were playing toe-to-toe with the Brazil national team that was having a certain Vinicius, a certain Rafinha leading. And so, from the onset, you could tell that this team is ready for the tournament. And for me, I'm not surprised how far they've gone to. As to whether they'll be able to progress against France, that is, if France wins against Paraguay, is another topic.
Briefly, what do you expect in that game? France have proven to be, some are saying that they are in the league or a tournament of their own, while the other teams are competing to face them in the final. What do you expect from that KG encounter?
I'm not expecting an easy game for France, but I expect France to, come out with flying colors, to be able to score Paraguay. A team that has actually gone to the previous edition finals, 2 finals in the last edition of the World Cup, should tell you that they have something with the same coach. The coach is experienced in these games. He's a World Cup winner, so he knows how to position his team or choose his players when it comes to this particular tournament. And he's have the luxury of having a lot of players at his disposal. Players from PSG who have won the Champions League, and then players like Mbappe, and so Olise coming from Bayern. I think they don't have anything to lose. They have to be able to score Paraguay and then see what is ahead of them, because we still want to see France in the finals this year because they have the players. The coach is still there.
They have the players. The coach is still there. Eugene, so let me come to you. Mohamed Ouabi, what a story for him.
Yeah, brilliant manager. Under former manager Walid Regragui, Morocco were playing in a very a very defensive shape at the time, and they were soak a lot of the pressure and pounce on the counter. Under Mohamed Wabi, in just 4 months of taking the job, he has rather changed things. He's rather gone on the offensive, more possessive system. And I started to think that even with a short time, look at the resources generated, the quality of the style of play. A lot of the experienced players who were with them in 2022, Ziyech, Saiz, and Nesri are all out. It's giving young players like Chemsy Taubi opportunities, Ayub Boadi, Yanui, and they are currently gelling. I think that they've been absolutely brilliant. I just wish that they were in a different route, because I thought that the game against France is going to be very difficult. If they were in a different route, I think they could have easily made it again to the semi-final. But bar France, I think that in fact Morocco can actually make it to the final of the World Cup. But France is a very, 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 very difficult task for them. But Mohamed Wabi has been absolutely excellent for Morocco.
The subs. Sabari went off. Many believed they weren't playing so good in the first half. It came into the second half. Ayub Boadi, some of the key players were subbed off. And as you said earlier, some experienced players were brought in. And that seemed to have made the difference between the two sides.
Yeah. Especially I think for the first goal, wasn't necessarily the subs. It was just the intelligence of Hakimi and then Azedine Unahi, and the fact that it looked like a well trained and well practiced and well rehearsed set piece routine from them. But once the goal came in, and I think it was the Canadian subs that rather unsettled them, because once they were under pressure and they took off midfielders and brought in two more strikers to so they brought in Sal Larin and they brought in Paris David. It meant that there was a void in the midfield, and that helped the Moroccans to transition. I thought that Brahim Diaz was brilliant, and also Chemsy Taubi, in the short period he came into the game, was also brilliant. Basically, the South from Morocco were just to stay in the game. I thought that bringing Soufiane Amrabat was absolutely essential. Very experienced, and the time they brought in calmed the nerves when it looked like Boadi had a yellow card, he was under pressure. So I think the South from Morocco worked. The South for Canada worked a bit, but also created problems for them in conceding the final 2 goals.
Harry, in a minute, African team's performance at the World Cup so far.
Yeah, so far I think we've done well from the group stages, but in the quarterfinals, we've not done well. If we have,
the knockout stages.
Yes, yes. If you have 10 teams at the World Cup and you have 9 qualifying from the group stage, and then for the first round of the quarterfinals, we have only 2 progressing from the round of 32, then coming to the round of 16 is very bad. Why is it very bad? What is happening? What is the problem? For me, I think there are lots of issues that we need to delve in. When you look at the Egyptian team, you look at this Moroccan team, these are 2 North African teams that are doing well. They've done well. We've seen Egypt. Egypt is having 17 home-based players from their league, and then they've been able to progress to the next stage. Now they are meeting Argentina. Well, we don't know the optics, but it's going to be one of the crackers that people want to watch, right? There is a Moroccan side that is having only 2 homegrown players. It tells you that if you don't have your local league players, you should have a certain manager who can put together a team that can be cohesive, that can play together. But if you leave all your homegrown players and go for foreign-based players playing different leagues, that means you need to do extra. But look at Egypt. They have 17 players from their league, which means they are playing in the same league. They know the strength of the league. And these teams are performing in the CAF Champions League as well. Not only that, they are performing in the Confederations Cup as well. But there are other players. The other countries like Senegal, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, most of the players, and they look at the level of the leagues, it's questionable. So what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? We need to wake up as Africans so that we can be able to invest in our infrastructure. Come to Ghana, for example. Look at our pitch. Look at the whole system, the whole league. How is it going? Go to Cote d'Ivoire. It is difficult for these local leagues to compete even in the African space. So how do we work on that? It should be a concern. And so for me, I think that's one of the reasons why the African teams are not performing at the World Cup. We need to look at it. How far Egypt can go against Argentina is another question. But they can, because we saw how resilient they were against Belgium. The same Belgium that knocked out Senegal. You understand? So for me, those are my last words for the African teams, and then how far they can go or how they've been able to represent Africa in the tournament.
And so yes, Morocco were able to emerge victorious with a dominant 3-0 win against Canada, sending some sort of shock waves to their opponents that yes, we come from Africa, but we are a strong force to reckon with. And so this is where we draw the curtains down. However, before we go, it is very, very crucial that we appreciate our sponsors who made this possible. And so yes, Rush Energy Drink says, be bold, be you. Usla's Enterprise says, where efficiency meets performance. Just Chinese, and from our kitchen to your heart. Verna Mineral Water. Share love with Verna Mineral Water. DSTV, home of entertainment. Kunoi Cosmetics, healthy skin, renewed confidence. Then Furniture City, home of quality furniture. Melcom, where Ghana shops. Bigo Cola, bake refreshing moment. The Milo, wake up your champ with Milo. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of electronics and affordable luxury. Yes, you have 369 Gym and Wellness Center. It says whether you are an elite athlete, a weekend footballer, or simply someone committed to living a healthier life, the right movement makes all the difference. And that's why East Legon's 369 Gym and Wellness Center is open 24 hours a day, offering strength training, reformer pilots, group fitness classes, sports massage recovery services, IV therapy, and personalized wellness support built on wellness and healthy lifestyle. So that is 369 Wellness and Gym Center for you. Emmeline Logistics says your trusted paint and plasterboard supplier, quality interior and exterior paints, waterproof paint solutions, acrylic paint accessories, plasterboards and building materials, competitive prices, and excellent customer service. You can locate them at Dansuma Banana in 92 Place Building, Saka Daru Street, and Dome. You can locate them at opposite the Golf Wall Station at Gege Last Stop, Dansuma. You can call or WhatsApp them on 054 010 8725 054 010 8725. Glyco General Insurance. Glyco, whether it's protecting yourself, vehicle, home, business, or valued assets, Glyco General provides reliable insurance solutions designed to cushion you against life's unexpected setbacks. Protect that dream today. Download the Glyco General app to sign up or call 050-144-7694 or email at customerexperience@glycogeneral.com or visit any Glyco General branch near you. Glyco will cushion you for life. Lizzie Shito, if you want that real Ghanaian heat in your meal, grab a pack of Lizzie Shito, the hot pepper sauce that tastes like home, made with shrimp, fish, and zero preservatives. It's spicy, rich, and full of flavor. Perfect for rice, kenke wache, etc. I mean, Lizzie Shito is spicy ankasa. Available in shops and supermarkets near you. For bulk purchase, call 050-168 3344 or 050-155-0998. It's very, very, very relevant that you also mark this on your calendar, that the launch of GhanaWeb Real Estate comes off on Thursday, July 9, 2026. We are saying that we have lots of packages for you, in store for you, and so we wouldn't want to take some sort of excitement away while revealing it, and so we are keeping it undisclosed. When you come, we will shower you with lots of packages that will thrill you. And so mark it on your calendar that the launch of GhanaWeb's Real Estate event comes off on July 9, 2026. Thank you for being part of this show. Your host, my name is Benjamin Saki. I did this with Eugene Soti and Harry Lord. Thanks to all the production crew who helped make this possible as well. We will meet tomorrow, God willing, bring you another round of 16 games between Norway and Brazil. Until we meet again, stay blessed.
The best part of going home is family.
Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious.
Well, yeah.
Lizzie Shito, hot pepper sauce, spicy. Bona yete, Lizzie oh Lizzie. Lizzie Shito,
Lizzie Shito, the Shito is Shito. Lizzie Shito, over
Lizzie Shito. Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasa.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
Every game starts with pressure. The pressure to move faster, push harder, go further. On the pitch, every second matters, every sprint, every tackle, every chance. The world watches, but pressure doesn't stop me. It drives me. Because energy changes everything. The energy to keep moving, the energy to keep fighting, the energy to rise when the moment gets bigger. From the training ground to the world stage, I bring everything I've got. I don't wait for the moment, I create it with the energy that keeps me rising. Rush Energy Drink. Be bold, be you.
Drink responsibly. Not recommended for persons below 18, pregnant women and lactating mothers. This advert is